5 seconds. Madam Speaker, I rise to present the annual financial statement of the central government for the coming financial year. As I prepared to present this speech, I found that whether it is a regular budget for the full year or an interim budget, the things remain the same, our goals are the same, and the global context is the same. As I said last year, we are not unaffected by what happens in the rest of the world. Since last year, the state of the world economy has been the most decisive factor impacting the fortunes of every developing country. Therefore, it is important to say a few words on the global economy as well as on the global risks. The recent global report has revealed certain global risks that include fiscal crisis, unemployment, income disparity, food crisis, political and social instability. The challenges that we face are common to all emerging economies. A majority of the nations in the world have witnessed disorder in the last 2 years. Only a few countries were able to overcome the crisis, and India stood one among them. I will now give you an account of how we took the Indian economy through this unstable period. After our party came to power, I declared that our objectives were fiscal consolidation, price stability, self sufficiency in food, reviving the growth cycle, increasing investments, promoting manufacturing, encouraging exports, increasing the pace of implementation of projects, and finding solutions to important sectors. The fiscal deficit in the last year was contained less than 5%. I am happy to inform the House that we expect to increase foreign exchange reserves by the end of the financial year. I hope that domestic exports will reach an all time record as it is one of our most important agenda item. I appeal to all political parties to join me in the pledge that we shall not do anything that will affect the stability of the foundations of India's economy. I am happy to say that our performance in agriculture sector is very good during the last year. The food grain production has witnessed a growth of 10%. The production of sugarcane, cotton, pulses, and quality seeds reached to new records. I would like to inform the House that agriculture exports in the current year reached an all time record. In the current year, the agricultural growth rate is estimated at 5%. I am also happy to inform the House that this year will end with exports to a great extent, indicating a growth rate of 6%. Our aim must be robust growth in both exports and imports. Today, the Indian economy is more stable than what it was 2 years ago. You are aware that the fiscal deficit is declining, inflation is under control, the quarterly growth rate is on the rise, and exports have increased to a great extent. Over the years, our government has pushed the Indians to accepting the fact that growth is an imperative, that it must be converted into development, and that the growth model must address concerns such as loans, control of resources, and financing, etc. I owe a duty to my colleagues to report on some of the major achievements in the current financial year that concerns the economy of the country and the welfare of the people. We are not looking back, but we are looking forward. Therefore, I shall report on the initiatives that are being taken by my colleagues. The government took more important decisions that were described as courageous and long overdue. Sugar was fully decontrolled. A gradual correction of diesel prices was started. For the first time, the railway fares were rationalized in India. 20 lakh hectares of land was distributed to landless poor, scheduled castes, and scheduled tribes that would aim to improve their standard of living. The National Food Security Act was passed, which will ensure food grains to 70% of our population. The centrally sponsored schemes were restructured for greater use. As a result, central assistance to states and union territories will rise substantially. The foreign direct investment policy was liberalized to attract larger investments in telecommunications, civil aviation, and power sector. In order to promote entrepreneurship among the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, the government of India has decided to provide concessional finance to them. I propose to provide an additional capital in the current budget which can be supplemented every year. Madam Speaker, with these words, I commend the budget to the House.